Ready? Class. Please sit comfortably. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome to Slough Centre Dojo. Welcome to the Institute of Aikido Winter School, or Winter Class, or Winter Course, whatever you want to call it. This gentleman, I used before him on his second day of grading, remember? You did. And as you can see, he's only a little bit taller than me. So we're going to start in our old-fashioned way with trying to henko. But what I want to do is I want you to experience this new step that we've found. When you're training, what I want the Uke to do is to be quite solid, so that if I move into them, that happens. My shoulder will come up because it's kind of solid, and I want you to feel that. So I've got to cancel that out. The best way to do that is to close your posture up. Then you can step. Still haven't moved into it just yet. Then you can turn. Very basic exercises, but it's got a lot of meaning to it. You've got to get hip to hip. It's basically all technique that we do. But this first bit is the tough one. You don't want to be lifting your shoulder up. This is remote. Close your posture, step. I haven't moved anywhere towards it just yet, and now turn. You know time for this? Move our home. Once you've done this step, in the old days we used to do things like this. Take the arm behind, and again, if you've got somebody who's hanging on quite tightly, this is never going to work. I can't pull him round. So I've got to join his power line. Again, using this step. If you close your back foot to your front foot, that happens. He's already started to move. And then we're looking to do this take round, and what you're doing, just what you're doing is you're moving one foot, placing it, the other one is moving towards it. So you've actually got centralisation through this back foot, and you're making 3 steps to complete the circle. I've seen some people when they do this leading round go, because you lose your contact with your partner. You need to be working with them and feel that they're still part of the journey. So move, keep moving, constant. That's all you're going to do. Leading into a technique. You'll find me in all the techniques that we do. So the way we're doing Ikkyo at the moment is, again, I want to lift this, because if I get his armpit open, it's easier to move. I don't know if you know this, but if you shut your armpits down, it's very difficult to do techniques on people. And if you don't want to be thrown, shut your armpit, don't let it throw. So, here, I close the posture up again. There's my attempt if I need it. I'm going to step in, and then just drop the hands straight down to my centre. Then I'm going to turn, and I'm back into my kind of henko feeling. So I'm just going to close up, and then turn. Probably a different way than you're used to doing Ura Ikkyo, but the principles are that you don't feel any strength. I'm holding on too lightly, close up, turn. Nice. Let's do one from this side. So closing up, opening, shut. From here, I close the posture, and then turn. Please do that right. Again, if you were going to groups, something a little bit more useful. You go for a plunge. It's exactly the same been doing are in that. And it's not quite immediate. When the punch is coming in, you're dropping it down, and you're still doing what you're doing. Keep the turn going. If you get somebody who's used to hitting, what they'll do is that. Very difficult to deal with. But if he does that and you go with it, you're in the position where you take hold of it on the back. You'll never catch it all the way out. It's too quick. But what you've got is this ability to make entrance. And then so if you want to try that, then you can go as slowly as this if you're a bit worried about speed. Look. Take your time. Look at all the components to match what you did in your basic first form. Okay?
Yes.
The centralisation, turning. Then we do from the solid, we do the lead round, so we understand how to move. Always very good to do. And then we do the throw. And then we go on to things like flexible Kimanagari. This is another realm to it. This, solid. If I ask him to release, take a step back, he only comes when I offer. This represents that outside. When you want them to punch you, you give them something, give them a target. So in this instance, I close my posture up, and then I move straight away. I'm not leading him yet, that's Kimanagari. This is flexible. As soon as they grab, you move. They don't have a chance to latch on. So I want you to just try this basic exercise. Give yourself time to center yourself. You offer when it's your time, when you feel comfortable. Nothing. And then just move. Okay? There's a lot in this. It doesn't look like there is, but there is. We now do Kimanagari. Kimanagari is about leading. So what I want him to do is I want him to be invested enough that he's still interested. But I don't want him to actually grab hold of this just yet. I just want it out of his reach. So this closing of the step, instead of going towards him now, I'm going away from him. Grab. Oh, there he is. So it's how you get this blend with your partner, but keep your body in this column of power. What you don't want to do is that kind of thing, you know. Parallel. I want to be. If I do this kind of movement, he's not interested anymore. And if I do this kind of movement, it's just like. This is just enough. It's the Goldilocks treatment. That's enough. Right. Time. But also, he doesn't know what I'm doing. So if it works on him, it works. If it doesn't work, then I've got to go back to the drawing board. So, well, that makes two of us. The blind leading the blind. So, with the lead now, we're going to get into a position where we can throw. So, it's Yuki's responsibility to want to grab the wrist. That's the point of this. So as he comes with this, it's going up. You find that you get a bit of light. So you don't actually have to do the throw if you don't want to do the flip at the end there. You can simply get to this part. The journey is this idea of closing, grab, and lifting. But if you don't want to do the throw, get to that point. We're just looking to get this. Later on, this might become that. Now I've taken his mind. And if I don't take his mind, I take his nose. But the point is, it's a fluidity of movement, and it comes from this centralisation. You can't really do this stuff at arm's length. You've got to draw them to your centre, and then all the way. Okay? Give that a try. and also the leading round. We then go on to Morotodori, which is a two-hand attack. And this is called Koku-ho. When we do it at Christmas, it's Koku-ho-ho. Okay, so, same principle involved here. Now I've got a double bother here. I've got this triangle, and I've got to kind of break this triangle, otherwise trying to go into it, very difficult. So again, close your posture. What you want to do is drop your elbow to where your wrist is, because what that does is it bends his elbow. Now I can do a full turn. So that's all we're going to do, is align ourselves hip to hip again. Close, step, drop, turn, like so. Nice shape of the arm. Train the other arm to work, otherwise you're only training one side of your body. So both arms are in action. And the more you can get the turn on your hand, the more it's harder for him to maintain his grip, which is what you want. If I do that, there's nothing there, but you can stand up straight. But if I do that, it's hard for it. If you do something like pulling, you test yourself as well as the system. Please come. Hey. A simple one, we then make it difficult for ourselves. Hey. So this time now, I want you to push my elbow up. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. So what he's trying to do with this, effectively, when you take the rotodori, you always take it like so, and push that down on the chin. As I go to grab him, I push that out of the way, change my posture, and I get a good grip. Now when I do the lifting up, what I'm trying to do is lift the elbow and push him over there. Okay? So the training is for you to centralise yourself. Now if he tries that, it's hard for him to do this. Okay? So I step outside of his power line now, and drop the elbow down, both arms do the same thing. Push up, push up, push up. If I lift, I'm going to go flying. So, center yourself. Step, step, drop. Like so. Good. Breathe high. Pushing up, we have the pulling down. James, we did this on the monkey, didn't we? So, same beginning, this time though, he wants to pull me to the floor. That's it. That's what he wants to do, he wants to get me to move to the floor. So, close your posture up, much harder. Now I move myself again, but I've got to get below his elbow. So I need to drop through my knees, make the shape, and then stand up. Oh, that's close up. Now this is harder for him to take me to the ground. Step, step, drop, lift. And as you lift, you turn in the direction there, so you use all of your turn to come back to the throw. The throw comes with the hips, not the arms. Right. We take the rotodori, but this time what I'm looking to do as a looking is turn his arm so that I can put an elbow bar on, Hiji movement. But when he goes to do that on me, just as he starts to put the twist on, I take the twist off by moving my body. twist on. But what's happened now is I've got to get my arm up in front of him. If I move my body away, I create a gap, you can see daylight, and I'm never going to lift this up in front of him. The armpit needs to be shut. So there's no space in there, there's no space here. So when I turn, I'm turning straight away up to his centre. And he puts a twist on, take it off. So I'm all the way down here, hip to hip, same as what we did with trying to hip. Bring this foot back, but keep this shut, keep this space closed. Straight up to the centre. Please try it. It will be finished. Thank you. They're for body alignment, and they're teaching you to use the turning motion of your hips rather than focusing on your arms. I don't know about you, but I'm getting older. Every year I seem to get older. I don't know why, I don't know how it happens, but as I get older I lose a little bit of strength. Next year I might be in a wheelchair or a Zimmer frame, you never know. So I've got to find the sneaky bits that work, and it's about making your body function correctly. Right? That's all we're doing. If you look at the body turns that we do, this kind of henko setup is so vital to what we do, because that happens in so many techniques. So many techniques. Hip to hip. So many techniques. Hip to hip. It's in everything, pretty much. Right, that's me done for this morning. I'm
On here, one minute. So, first form, we're just going to do Shimanagi in first form. So, a couple of important bits on this. When I do my initial movement, I don't want to go closer to, because you can now bend his arm, actually, which is just done. Okay, so I've given him knee. I don't want to go too far away, because I'm going to drag him onto me. So it's a Goldilocks moment again, this is just right. So I want to stay where I am, but I'm extending him a bit, and I've come off the right line, 90 degrees, okay? I'm then going to take the flesh part of the thumb, the wrist, just a tiny bit of rotation, seeing this, alert. Raise up, turn, okay? So we're just going to do that to start with, and then we're going to do all the directions of Shimanagi, okay? So at the minute, if I'm on this posture, I'm raising up, turning, and putting down. So I'm throwing in that direction, okay? Just pair up, down to small groups. So we're just on this one, okay? So we come here, we turn, and we're taking it down over there, 6:30 in the clock. Now we're going to do Ura, okay? So same thing, we're coming up, but now we're turning and taking it down here, 9 o'clock. Okay? 6 o'clock, this one is 9 o'clock. Okay? I won't swap around my body just so I don't confuse you further. So here, up, a line, down. Okay with that?
I'm just wondering, so
Yeah.
you want to through it so you can see your hands?
Just a confusion. I'll do one. You want me to do one from here? Oh no, I'll do one from there actually. I'll do one from the angles. Here we go. So from here, I'm coming forward, aligning my hips, turning down. Okay? Do it there, so you can see it more. So Again, same positioning as we got before. I've not gone closer, I've not gone further. I'm going to raise up, align my hips, down. Hey, yeah, try that please. I'll go from here again so we can maintain where we started from. So far we've done a mote here, and we've taken in there. We've done a Kuro here, and there. So now we're going to take them this way. Okay? We're going to start the same way here. I'll come up, I'm going to make him come round me to there. Okay? Come up. And then I pick him up this way. So I'm going here, here, and then round that way. Here, to here. Okay? I'll do it the other way around, just to confuse you. Okay? Okay? So let's go back to our set position. That way, we're doing this way. Okay? So we're up here, round, down. Okay? That way, that way, that way, through, that way. Okay? So we're starting the same on all of them. Okay, so off the line, we raise up, and then this time we're going to bring him round this way. Okay? So again, it's this rotation of your hands. So we come up, step, and round. Okay? It's like very basic here. We're raising up, closing the posture. This time we're going to take a step as it comes round me, and then forward. Okay? So by me sort of hanging on to his arm and dictating where he's going to come, as I step forward, look, see how it goes around my body? Yeah, so we're doing here, here, here. So again, very much like the bottom part, yeah? So we're going up, up. Happy with that? Okay? And at the start of that, I spoke about your body position. So here, so I haven't given him anything, I haven't taken anything, yeah? So I haven't gone here, so it's closer, so you can do that. I haven't gone here, so you can start pulling it or come like that, yeah, okay? I've just stayed sort of neutral, okay, but I've got this extension on his arm. If we go to the third up form, second form, exactly the same thing, okay? So this time we close up here. So I'm back in that same position. Third form. This one, what's back there? Look, what I want is back there. So I come here, don't change, stay as yours. There, there. My next movement, I'm going to come back to my basic. So I've got the foot where I want, and I'm now in this position again. And then I raise up, turn, down. So what I want you to do is just do second form, and see if you're in that position, and do a shiranagi. Third form, notice he stops back, get in that position, and do a shiranagi. Okay? Thank you. With your shiranagi. Okay? So I've come to here, and I've gone through all the trouble of making sure I'm away from any punch. So I don't want to go here, straight into a punch, yeah? I want to go up through here. think about where you go next. I want to be away from that punching arm. So I don't want to do my next move this way. Straight into the punching arm. It wants to be up here. Okay, so away from this other arm. Don't go towards it. Thank you. From any form. Just remember when you do your shiranagi, we always do quite nice shiranagi, so we're being very kind. But make sure that when you do your turn, this doesn't happen. See how it's now off to my side? Bow forward, no? Bow. Yeah? Not in front of me anymore. So when you do your shiranagi, if we're being nice and we're putting it to sort of the middle of Uki's back, you need to turn to the middle of Uki's back. Yeah? If we're doing straight shiranagi, then it's going to come to me. Here. But we're being nice, so we're taking it to the centre of Uki's back. So we need to turn to the centre. Otherwise it comes off of our centre. Yeah, so if I don't do a full turn here, if I do a partial turn, this happens. See how he's now got me and I haven't got him. So just make sure when you do your shiranagi, full turn. So again, it's this central like bottom cut. We don't cut like that. Thanks, Ian. Just quickly try that, see whether you're in the right position. Means 4 direction throw. So I've showed you the 4 directions. But that means any direction throw, because obviously I've just shown you the 90 degrees, but you could go anywhere in between those points and still throw someone shiranagi. Or in any other technique, you could throw them wherever you want, because the sensei did this turn at the beginning, that we can do that with any technique here, so I can throw guys wherever I want. So any technique can go wherever you want it. Shiranagi means 4 direction throw, but again, it could go anywhere in 360 degrees. Thank you very much.
Right foot forward, we're going to lift, properly up, foot comes back, and come down. Make sure you stay on this angle. Breathe in, and out. As you're coming down at the end, your knee comes over again, toes, and engage the hip. Make sure you get your bottom right up, touch your bum if you can. As you're coming forward, lean over the toe, and as you strike, engage the hip. Yeah. Be sure you're doing this to relax. You've got to relax, it's not chopping wood. When you're cutting down, don't think of chopping, just relax, make your arms rocking up. Strike. Go stepping forwards. Strike. Step forwards. Other foot back, strike. So your posture's changed. It's on the centre, on the line here. You go to this side. When you come to this way, on the other side of the line. Yep. Carry on. Wait. On there. Same. Now I'm going to cut first for him. That's your exercise. So he's lifting up, he's going to cut. That's what we're doing. That's the purpose of this. It's a bullet. He's doing one, I'm doing two. This is the important thing here. This is the centre. We talk about this is our centre, this is his centre, but this is the centre point between us. Whoever controls this point can actually initiate an attack. So as James has got the centre there, I can't attack him because I'm dying. But if I control the centre point, he can't attack me. Right? So this point, controlling this point, becomes the martial side of Aikido. Because with any martial art, really, you've got to control this point. And that's what we do with this exercise. So when I push him out the side, I control the centre. So he has to come round the side to strike. If he doesn't come with his strike, don't just stay still, he dies. That's why he's doing his Yokomanuchi strike. Right? So the same thing again, but this time we're going to do Shomanuchi, me in this case. Use your wrists, push that out of the way. Then initiate, and now we can go and do his Shomanuchi. Yokomanuchi, sorry. Right, so start here, one of you, flip your wrists, come to attack, Yokomanuchi, strike. This is the space we must occupy and control. If I don't control this central space, I'm vulnerable to the attacks. If James wants to hit me now, I've got no means to stop him. This is why we're here. He flicks my bopping out of the way, so he can come in and get me. So I've got to reoccupy that central space. So when he flicks my bopping out of the way, I don't. This is no good. So I flip to the side, I want to come in, he comes down to that side, he hits me. So I step back up and control that centre again. I step back and I cut to the centre. Now he's in trouble now, because I've got control of the centre. He's got things over here. He's going to die, so he comes round again, Yokomanuchi. I don't want to die again, so I step back and I control the centre again. Yeah? So it's the same movement twice. Like, into Yokomanuchi, I step back, show you. We start with the flip. Yeah. So I'll do two shoulder cuts going backwards, and two Yokomen shot strikes going forwards. Yes? Right. Do the same thing. Yeah. We'll do the same posture, just right foot forward, right foot forward. Right, we've got a blocking. So I want to hit him. Wait for it, I want to hit you. You don't want to hit me, do you? You want to stand there. I want to hit you. And as I come in, he goes, I don't want to get hit. So now he comes round, Yokomanuchi. And I don't want that to happen. So I come round this way. So he comes in, get around Yokomanuchi. And he comes round the other one, Yokomanuchi.
This is the same. So what we do with the bokken applies exactly to every hand technique. We do left posture, we tend to do left posture. We do right posture, so you get confused. So I'm going to hit him, and he comes in, documentation, I step back, blending with his attack. He comes in. That's the same. Do it slow. Step back. Step back. Right, have a go. Sometimes my stomach can get hit, not good. So you move to the side, same any strike. He's occupying the centre, so I come to the side. This is the centre, I control the centre space between us now. I can move into it and hit him, and he can't move into it and hit me. And this is what we're aiming for. The centre space is mine to do what I want with it. If I go this way, the centre space is still contested. So it's a game of controlling this centre space. Whoever controls the centre space controls the conflict. Thank you. Very nice class. Well done.
I'm right beside you.
You do a special job. Come on, show people your special job.
Okay, I'll show them. No, my special job.
Talk, please. Tell them why it's a special job.
Because under health and safety, when they come up with a solution of fingers not getting whacked, so I thought, oh, I'll use this. So when they make contact, it is the bend your fingers. And that's what happened. Well, I just about happened to two people. I'm not going to mention their names.
Two people in the same night. And the other person can get gloves to wear as well. So
Yeah.
if you're practicing before, he uses that and he gets a pair of gloves.
So beware if you're practicing.
So Tom's just going to ski under the booth. So first movement. Sorry. So first movement, Taka. So we're going to take the centre back. So Tom's going to attack. Take centre technique. Yeah. This is done a lot of different ways. But the way we do our Saburi, or certainly the way I think we do it, is we compare. A lot of people do that sort of stuff, and some people do that. That's fine. The disadvantage of this one, so if God comes here and I go like that, it's not really taking the centre, which is the important part. This is okay, because it's on centre, and I'm taking the centre. So, whatever you want. Okay, first move. Move on. So Tom's going to defend my thrust. Just do the defence. Yeah. So I come in, and you go. So he moves to the side, defence. He's still controlling the centre, but not here. But he only needs to turn his hip now and make that. So as he comes in, change. So that's the defence. So a little bit faster. So he comes in, I defend, he changes direction, and then he sneezes. So, slowly again. A little bit faster. Yeah, changes direction. You want to try to keep contact all times. So there's contact, 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 no contact. Right, how do you go? You're ready to go, eh? Yeah. So, see how he's keeping contact with that stick. Joke, sorry. And he's sliding in. So he's protected all the time. I'm never going to get anywhere near him. And that's exactly what this sort of stuff. That's not exercise. So at this point here, he's kept contact with that stick. And he's won. Happy. So, that's faster. Every time. So I'm just keeping the contact as well. So very aggressive he comes in. You're never in any danger because this is protecting you. That's not my favourite technique. But I get it. So normally so I've came to this side and it just opens up a little bit more. But then if Tom does the tumble up, we're back to the first one we would normally do. So it's just mixing them up a little bit. Slight relevance to Taijutsu. So most Aikido styles have preference they go to the right side. Yeah. This thing. because it's nice to see. Lights in. That's all. That's just cheese. With water. It doesn't matter what side you do. I can go to this side. And that's like the Joe. That's what I see, Joe. Keep in contact, slide in and do Joe. Directly transferable. Thank you. Okay, that's us.
See ya.
Keep going. Everybody.
Come on.
Always. It's just above the elbow. Just there. How much is it? Step, turn, and over. Okay, just a simple drawdown motion at the end. Don't get the initial strike here and then down. So, coming from the hip, also coming from the feet. So down comes in. As soon as my feet and hips go in, you can second one down comes in. This side. Set yourself up, make it nice and simple. Same idea. Strike and down. Strike down. Yeah. Now we come to this end. Same footwork. Off. Roll down. So same angle, same footwork off. Draw down. When you're happy with that, push it to the side. And this side. Off. Draw down. When you're happy with the foot placement and the angle, if you can get the draw as he's still moving, and then he'll just walk onto your tummy. So it's that corkscrew motion that you're thinking about, something that you do. Keeping those angles in mind as we can see. Taking the skin. Moving to the knee. And back to the head. 2, 3, and head. Try that, please. Maybe. As much as possible. Yes, do all the work, and I'm holding the centre. And you can just lift off both from around and both forward. Over. So the way I was showing from the head. So I've just come here, it's come from my head. I'm aiming for the knuckles. You can't. So if you come from the head, I'm here. Just drift up from the knuckles. Then both come around the cut. And again, I'm in, his fingers hitting my fingers. You both realise that it's a stalemate. You can push. So I drift off, and we probably both realise the same, and then this is what I'm targeting on you. Try that bit.
No. And then oh, it was straight here. Right.
So that when I'm into the ski, I can roll it, control it, so it comes in again. Hold it close. Hold it. And the key is of my knee. So I would do a similar move. So just block the knee, I come off, you come around the cut. As he comes into my knee, I step back. So from here, up, cut, and push, step back. Come in. And then just my bit, so we have that second common here. Up. Push. In these wrist inside. Or if you want, Joe inside. So from the top, push. Trust. We go push. We go some in. Side push off. I will do the same. But as he skis, I hunker down. And just go straight. Hunker down. Get yourself into a nice position here so that you can throw them away. And as it comes into cups, I step. So, scheme. I step round. Comes into cups. Comes into cups again. Hold it down. Just that.
Where am I?
So yeah, it's your wall side. Just slightly.
So we're going to have a look at 13th form, or to give it the Japanese, 13th form. They're oldies, but they're goldies. So we'll build this up. What I'm doing a lot of now looking at technique is doing solid, flexible kin and nagari. So we're going to do the same thing with this form, because I think it's a nice form mat. So form solid. We're grabbing the wrist from the height. So this is Yushiro Ryo Katadori. Sorry. So what we need to be mindful of is that when we were looking at Taimahenko, hip to hip, we need to be using these areas as our get out of jail free card. So from the solid position, I want you to bring your hands together, lift, decide which side you're going to go, and move. Then come around and find a technique of your choice. In this instance, Shiranagi. In this instance, Kotakaichi. In this instance, Arimanagi. In this instance, Kaitanagi. And finish off the throws. We have the inverted tension angle. These guys. Good. Starting point. I don't think this represents anything you're likely to see out there. And it's a difficult form because you can't see what's going on. You've got to imagine where you need to be. But this is a great starting place to teach you that you need to be able to move and end up next to your opponent. So we move to flexible. So flexible starts at the side. So what happens is, I offer the wrist, John pushes that down and he grabs the wrist from behind. And that's where he stops. Now this has got more functionality to it, especially if he was carrying cuffs. Because he'd snap the first one on, and then he'd click, and I'm off to the paddy wagon. So to stop that from happening, we then introduce some movement. So this happens. So, very slowly, as he pushes my hand down and he starts to move, look, I close the posture up to match this body move. The hand and the foot move together. What that does is it changes where this one is. He's got to go for it a bit further. In that time I can lift and bring it over the technique. Alternatively, if we want to go back to our form work for the throws, you absorb from this side and go to the other side. Absorb.
Is that actually flexible?
This is flexible. Because what's happening is, I'm not leaving him just yet. I'm allowing him to grab and move. But as he moves, I then move. In the same way that if you look at solid first form and then flexible, you're moving as soon as he grabs. Same thing. I wait for him to grab, then I move. If we do Kina Nagari, which we're going to do in a little while, this happens. I'm moving slightly in front of him, so he hasn't quite got hold. But I don't move so far that he loses interest. So this is how we build up, okay? We're going to do this linear as opposed to the V, so I want to explain that in a bit. It's a bit more complicated. So I want you to do this from side to side. He pushes down, you move, and then go round into whatever technique you feel you want to find. Choice is yours. Thank you. Katati, wrist, hachi is the Japanese for the figure of 8. No deep gaishi speaks for itself, doesn't it? I believe that means without side turn. So, we always thought the figure of 8 was you were drawing a figure of 8 lying on its side. You can see that, can't you? Yeah? It's not true. Hachi is an upside down V. So when you do a figure of 8, which is the Japanese figure of 8, you're cutting down, So that's what you should be looking for. We're going to use that in our step now for 13th performer, Kina Nagari. John, can I borrow you again, please? So you know where you've got to go. So, this time, the angle is here. You've got your opponent coming from your blind side, if you like. So as he comes to grab, this is my first side of the V. If you imagine the V's on the floor, with the point there and the legs coming beside me, I go down the first leg as he comes round. Then I return and go down the second leg. You see that upside down V? So when you're doing this movement, the timing is all important because I've got to... Leading is Kina Nagari. The leading part is this. I don't want him to get it. This side, please. Down the V, back to the top of the V, down this V. Try it again. Down this V. All the techniques are there for you on the hachi. Yeah? In groups. And you automatically go on autopilot, and then you realise that you can't find a technique. Well, that's not strictly true. Taking a leaf from your excellent class, there's always an added bit that you can add in and get another turn. So in this instance where I'm looking for Ikkyo, where I find Kotogaishi, I can then turn it back into Ikkyo later. It's just another turn. Alright? So centralisation is very important, and we're finding this closeness of step gives you the ability to do these things. So coming around here, I've done the lead to Kotogaishi. Now I want Ikkyo, so he comes to the front, I change, pick up, and lends itself to nice ura flowing Ikkyo. If you'd like to have a try at that, and You've seen Nikio? Nikio. You've seen Nikio, yes? Hands up, right? Sankyo. Yonkyo. Gokyo. Oh, I like some hands up. Rokyo. Hakyo. Nanakyo. I'm not making them up. So, if there's a few hands down, I think it might be nice to finish the class just by looking at some of these other wrist locks that don't often get used. Alright? Again, can I borrow you please?
No problem.
So, if you're looking at, let's go for a Yokomen attack. Gokyo is thumb to pulse. This is important if you have a knife, because if he's got a knife in his hand, it's very difficult for him to cut you. If you hold that in the way of Ikkyo, very easy for him to cut your wrist. So Gokyo is thumb against pulse. Rokyo is against the elbow. It's like a hiji. What else did I say? Hakyo is an inverted Sankyo. Steve Seagal likes this one. Nanakyo, inverted Yonkyo. So on the back of the wrist instead of the front of the wrist. So if you'd like to have a little play with those, just in your partners, we'll use that as a bit of warm down.
That's not what I said to you. I can tell you no, he was doing it. She was doing it. This is an inverted Yonkyo.
Aware of Nikyo and how you can look after your opponent. Alright? The wrist joint is a complex instrument and we tend to flex it in one direction. What that does is it basically over-rotates the same joint. A better way of doing it is to take the joint as far as it goes one way, doesn't have to go much further than that, and then take the other part back. So you actually connect them together and then, like two push plates on a clutch, push them together. Alright?
Was that looking after?
Pardon?
Was that looking after?
Yeah. That was demonstrated. This is the looking after part. Right? This is the looking after part. Close the armpits down. Right? Hold on nicely. Take the slack out of his wrist and no more. Now at the moment there's no pain. Walk towards me. Now he's putting it on himself. I'm not doing anything extra. All I'm doing is I've held him in position. So if he decides he wants to get leery, he's actually going to hurt himself. You can only get out of a weak technique. So that's Kaishiwaza. So if, and I know Lynn can put this on proper, if he's got that right on me, look, I can't get out of that. Thanks. If this is weak, the get out point is to drop your elbow and come around to the outside, so you take that. But this can only happen. There, he's got me. There's no way. As soon as I go to move, it's going on. And this is the wonderful thing about Aikido, is you can hold somebody without damaging them. They do all the damage if they try and fight you. Very nice. You can let go now. So, just to finish, get hold of your partner very gently, hold on, and ask them to come towards you, and let the pain go and then take off. Right? But don't hold it for too long. Balance it up so that you get the pint glasses going later. Thank you very much for your participation. I hope you enjoyed the day. We're here again tomorrow for those of you who are interested in coming back. We've already paid for coming back. We'd love to see you.